Hello and welcome everyone to another episode. Yes, so I hope you guys enjoyed your game day. I don't really know if I can say that word. I do know that for those of you who don't know, saying that word that involves game day, you can't actually pronounce it or say it because it's so heavily trademarked that if they find it, they can basically sue you for like almost any reason. And I've heard stories about this stuff. I don't know exactly how true it is, but yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. I am not a very big football fan, but you know, basically my girlfriend subjected me to watching the Puppy Bowl for basically almost the entire time. I really didn't really care so much about the football. I'll watch it here and there for entertainment, but even then I really lose interest very, very, very quickly. But yeah, so I've been doing a little bit of work here and there. Once again, I gotta mention to you guys, for those of you who are new or whatever, welcome to all the new people first, but I am currently back in school for this semester, so that once again I really do have to mention that there are going to be hiccups in videos being released and stuff like that. I just want you guys to know that, and I'm just trying to my best to at least, oh god, I'm trying my best to at least make sure you guys have pretty much the most up-to-date information as possible about all of that. But it really isn't looking like my classes are going to be too intensive. I am taking chemistry, which, I mean, I pretty much know chemistry to the certain little bit here and there. I mean, I've worked with it over many times, and not to mention I've been fairly educated in chemistry along with basically just, messing around with stuff, and, you learn a lot of that stuff just through taking science classes and stuff like that, so nothing really too crazy. And I'm taking, what else? I can't even remember. Oh yeah, the waste of time math course, I call it, because it's basically like the most entry-level math you can take at my university. Well, I shouldn't even say university, I'm not even going to university. But yeah, it's a very stupidly simple math course. I already know basically everything in the math course. I'm taking it because of credits. Basically all my classes right now I'm taking for credits, and I'm also taking sociology, which I don't know, maybe it will come in handy for something, I guess. It's kind of like taking psychology. You learn a few things, but it's nothing really like stuff that will stay with you for more than maybe a year or two. But yeah, it's been fairly fun. That's all I can say. I guess I could, yeah, I don't even know. But yeah, so we are going to continue our work on the Minmus base. The one thing I'm going to start doing though is once the base kind of starts getting close to being completed, I'm still trying to work out how I'm going to put the drills and stuff like that on the base, because I really don't know how or where I'm going to put them, and if I am even going to put a drill on the base. I might make a separate rig that carries the drills and that can drive around and mine and stuff. I'm really just trying to figure that out. The one thing I was thinking too is maybe putting a whole bunch of very small drills on the base, but still, once again, don't know, not sure. But if this one actually has drills on it, so I think this setup that I have, because usually what I set up my craft before. Looks like we lost our engines. There we go. Just throttle back a little bit. I don't want to lose this engine. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the little drills basically, I guess, because that's what I set up with this, and I'm gonna try that out. I'm a little skeptical. I don't want to use that really big drill. For those of you who have the Keithan mod, you know what I'm talking about. It's just a massive freaking drill, so I just see no purpose in having that. It's just a little too excessive in my opinion. So, but yeah, I mean, game day, decent stuff. It's always kind of the same. last year I spent time with a girlfriend, and that's just around the time when I first started with YouTube, so I was like reading comments and stuff and talking to people and everything else. Well, the stuff I love to do with making videos is basically read the comments and talk to people, but yeah. So the one thing I was mentioning last episode as well is getting a star cruiser kind of thing. I don't really want to call it a star cruiser because it's not really cruising the stars. We'll be cruising the planets, at least for now. I don't know if maybe I'll add another mod, because I know there's a mod where you can basically leave the solar system or something along the lines of that. Someone please let me know. I was messing around with a few different mods, but I always forget which ones do what. And, you know, maybe that thing will do it. I don't know. I mean, if we'll have to add something extra or what have you. So it looks like we got an orbit. So, anyways, guys, I will see you once we get to Minmus. And we're back, guys. Yeah, sorry about that. I ended up getting attacked by the Kraken, and I had to restart some of this, so have no worries. We did not lose any fuel or anything, really. I didn't even change the rocket at all. I just went back to a quick save, and everything seems like it was alright, so I have a few different plans with this. So the one thing I will be covering, at least for right now, is basically the whole storage system, how everything works, and all that other good stuff. But you guys can basically, it mostly speaks for itself. We do got 26,000 units of Xenon. I will, you know, I do kind of not really like the parts that contain the Xenon, but, you know, they're the most Kerbal-like parts, and the one thing I will say is if you guys find mods with Kerbal-like parts, too, anything with Kerbal-like parts, I am totally down for Kerbal-like parts. Anything that's basically, I mean, you couldn't tell the difference, I would really much appreciate if you guys find anything along the lines of that. So, The one thing that this thing has is a fairly decent amount of storage for fuel and for RCS fuel. I did not want to put just like a absolutely obscene amount of RCS fuel in here where, you know, having like a few thousand units like the storage tank we have, or not a few thousand, but like maybe 10,000 or something, because our storage tank that we have already has that kind of storage. So most of these are going to be very temporary storage containers, and we're loading in the base right now. Holy crap. Well, there we go. Yeah, that wasn't so pleasant, but our frame rate is still pretty good. I'm not complaining, but we have... Wow, I'm jumping all over the place. But yeah, we don't have a huge amount of storage for everything, but basically, if I'm going to be producing on this unit here, then it will be refined there and everything else, and then it will be quickly transferred over to a storage tank. So having a few thousand unit storage for everything, I think, is pretty good, to be honest. I'm not really complaining with it in any kind of way. We'll see when we get it set up, though. There might be a slight mishap with the whole setup here, but I'm not sure. The one thing I am a little concerned about is basically if this converter unit is really going to work. I don't know. This game, in this mod, they're a little touchy. You have to have basically everything connected up ever so nicely, otherwise it really doesn't enjoy any of that, which I can understand on some levels, but it's a little annoying. That's all I'm gonna say. And developing this piece wasn't really an easy thing to do because it required me basically to switch stuff out constantly. So let's just cancel off the speed here. I think I'm gonna switch over to the landing sky crane stage. There we go. Perfect. So just time to level off. Come on. Come on. Come on. Go on. Go on. Go, go, go. Alright. Stop it. We should have a fairly decent amount of RCS fuel too. I don't remember how much. I think we pretty much got a full tank. So let's just get the speed off. I'm gonna kind of take off a little bit here, actually, to be honest. That way we can get some height and smash this huge tank. So let's just check these. Make sure no fuel got dragged out of these, because stuff always happens. Bad things always happen to good people. So we'll see you later. Landing stage, you served us well. I guess that was transit stage slash landing. Whatever. Yeah, so let's go this way. Let's get really close to the base, because we need to go that way. Now, I'm not 100% sure on how I want this thing to actually be connected. I had an idea before. I was basically going to use these connection pieces here, but I don't think they're actually going to be sufficient. I don't think I'll be able to actually reach the base with the crane and everything, which isn't... I'm not so upset about, but I mean, I really wish I could have, but I tried it out before. I'm not saying... I tried it out a while ago, trying to connect these two after we've gotten all this stuff moved around, and explosions are always a very nice thing. Now I'm gonna land real quick, just so I can take care of something. I gotta make sure I set that thing as debris, otherwise it will be stuck on the surface for, like, indefinitely. Well, I shouldn't say indefinitely until I actually delete it, but if I can set it to debris before that, then it will definitely save me a little bit of time later. So let's just make sure we don't break these landing legs, because that would not be a good thing. Breaking landing legs is kind of like on my list of things that aren't really so good to do. There we go. Perfect. Alright, no, we don't need RCS. So let's switch to this guy, and there we go. You're debris. See you later. Sorry, you served us well, though, I will say. Turn a little bit. Now, I'm not so concerned with fuel as far as moving this stage around, because if we end up running out, or at least getting down to the point where we might not have a lot left, we should be fairly okay. The one thing that will kind of cause some problems is if anything starts, like if we really run really low, then there might be an issue, but I'm not so concerned with that right now. Come on, go forward. So this is basically what docking is like, but if you guys were to ever dock something on the surface, you know, docking with a stationary object seems like it'd be a very easy thing to do, and it's not in any kind of way. It does give you some leeway, but, you know, kind of your target not ever moving is kind of the easy part about it, but come on. Yeah, and keeping a sky crane level is the other thing. I will say that you really have to learn what engines to use and basically what power you need for your specific loads that you'll be carrying, because if you kind of overdo it, then it's going to be impossible to actually maintain a fairly decent altitude, because most of the time the altitudes that I try to pick, you know, especially, you know, if you're working with a sky crane, you don't want to go past like 20 meters or so. You kind of want to always keep it really, really insanely close to the surface. That way you have fairly decent control on where you're going and what you're trying to dock up. Alright, come on. No. And sometimes the SAS units, the SAS in this game, I still have to say, it isn't the most optimal. Oh, we're going down. It definitely isn't the most optimal. That's all I'm gonna say, because there are times where it really doesn't do what you want it to do, and it really kind of screws up sometimes, and it will jump around and stuff. But I'm just gonna quick save here, just in case we have some problems, because better here than crashing into the surface. So I'll quick save. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so the one thing I will mention with quick saving, I have to constantly remind myself. I don't know if, I know a few people are like this, but I have to constantly remind myself which button to press, because there are times where I'll hit F9 and I'm like, yeah, just quick save, F9, and then I'm like, yeah, that wasn't what I wanted to do. Come on, go. Hurry up. Go. Go. But yeah, getting over 20 meters really is kind of a pain in the butt. It really doesn't help out much. It only really helps you if basically your target is at a very, very far distance, and that will help you out at least getting to the target faster. So now, there are times, the one thing I will say is docking on the surface isn't easy, but at the same time there are also things that happen, such as basically your module might screw the entire base up. That does happen occasionally, but I haven't had it happen yet to me, so I'm pretty sure just by saying that it's going to happen. That is kind of how the nature of Kerbal Space Program. If there was a book written on Kerbal Space Program, anytime you mention anything that isn't supposed to happen, it usually does. So, alright, let's get back here and get this module fairly close. I kind of want to touch down before we get, like, right next to the base, because that won't... Ooh, there we go. The debug config. I once again have opened that. I think I learned what the buttons are now. Yeah, close that. There we go. So let's see. We just need to go over a little bit. So I have aligned, finally, I forgot who mentioned it, but I have aligned these so I actually am getting a more optimal control of the sky crane. But that magnet force should be pulling that thing in right now. Let's see. Magnetism to the rescue, please. All right, we're fairly close. I'm still very much okay with this. I think we're off by a little bit. There we go. Oh God. Nope. Stop doing everything that I'm doing. Just kill these engines once it starts lining up. There we go. Preferably, you want to get these things as close as you possibly can while you're still kind of on the surface, because then you can basically get them to the point where they're both on the surface, but they're not connected, and all you need to do is just nudge it a little bit, and they'll just connect right up. And I found that to be pretty much the easiest way for it to work, just like that, basically. And you can just, once it's basically connected, you could just hit F5, and then you'll see what happens with it, kinda, and just see if you like the results. Like, I'm fairly okay with it lifting up like that. There's not really much I can do to fix that, so that is pretty much the best it's going to get. I mean, the worst case, I could possibly move it later, but I really don't know how I'd do that, so anyways, let's get rid of our sky crane, and we'll do that just by powering up the engines and then shutting. This is going to be interesting. Oh god. It's gone. It's gone, thank god. Oh, don't hit the satellite dish. I think it's going to hit the satellite dish. Okay, it didn't break it. Whatever. As long as it's not broken, I am totally okay with that. Where's that thing going, by the way? We'll see you later. You served us well. Very, very well. So I don't think I'm going to get this one going here, but we basically have a refinery now. It should be fully working. I'm a little skeptical of whether or not I put these on the right way, and also if it's going to move the base in any kind of way, because if it's going to, these will be permanently, basically, just completely disabled. I don't want anything that's going to actually move the base in any kind of way. That it just won't be good. So it looks like this module is at least moving, but I'm not like really upset about it in any kind of way. And this looks like it's crooked for some reason. Explosions. I can't believe we actually heard that thing explode. So yeah, I think we are getting Kethane right now. We should. Yeah, we're getting Kethane. That is amazing. Is it going over here? Oh my god, that is absolutely beautiful. So I am a little concerned though. I'll turn off the torque on this guy. I really don't want something that is going to be producing any kind of movement on the base, which it already looks like it's going to. So I might end up basically not using this. I'm not sure. But yeah, we're collecting Kethane right now, so I think I'll bring this one out anyways. What's the worst that could happen? More explosions. How can I hear that from that far away? Well, whatever. So yeah, I decided to go with the smaller ones though too, because the bigger Kethane refinery, that's just unbelievably too big. That's what she said too, but it's just way too freaking huge for our application. So let's get this thing going. We got a lot of dust coming off of this thing too. That looks amazing though. Oh my god. So I think, did I switch over to that? I think I did, and we disabled it. Everything looks like it's going very well. I'm very much okay with this right now. Let's start producing stuff. We are collecting Kethane. Not a lot, but we are collecting. I don't know how much that is per second. So, let's see. We'll turn this guy on. We're producing liquid fuel. Amazing. Yeah, we'll just produce everything. Although I will say now, it looks like we are using more than we're producing, which isn't exactly the worst thing ever, but whatever. Now, I wonder if it's actually filling up all these, like, xenon tanks all over the base, because that would be... Oh my god. They're filling up. I did not expect this to work as well as it is, but basically it's just filling up everything. That is so awesome. I can't believe how well this thing is going. I did not expect this to go as well as it is. Now, I wonder if the cooling efficiency has anything to do with it. I don't know if there's any way to raise that efficiency in any kind of way, or if it just slowly climbs. I really don't know. But the one thing I think I'm going to have to do is disable these at the end. That way there's no problems. I don't... For some reason, I don't feel like this module is 100% stable, which it doesn't look like it is. Which I'm probably going to have to fix later on, but... we got a refinery now, guys. That's all I'm going to say. And it looks freaking awesome. Yeah, that's a little crooked. I'm going to end up fixing that later on the episode. Alright, guys. So anyways, thank you for watching. If you guys like what you see here, subscribe. There's always more to come. To all you new people, welcome. And, yeah. I will see you next time.